תודה רבה לגל ולשרון. אני חושבת שזה מרתק לשמוע בתכלס מה חברות עושות, במיוחד כשרוב הדוגמאות הן מגיעות מהמקום של הגרעין, מהמוצרים, ששם באמת יש לחברה את האימפקט הכי גדול. אנחנו עוברים עכשיו לחלק השני בעצם של הכנס שלנו. אנחנו נשמע רצף של דוגמאות של חברות שמקדמות את יעדי האו"ם לפיתוח בר קיימא, את ה-SDGs, באמצעות מוצרים או שירותים שלהן, ובאמצעות שגרות העבודה לאורך שרשרת הערך, כלומר הגרעין של האפרסק והבשר או הציפה שלו. וכמובן שבתור התחלה אלה חברות שמפרסמות דוחות ESG כדי להתנהל בשקיפות לגבי הפעילות שלהן. החברות האלה יספרו לנו איך הן מגבשות אסטרטגיה בתחום ה-ESG, איך הן בוחרות באיזה יעדים להתמקד, מהם האתגרים ואיזה אימפקט הפעילות שלהם מייצרת, גם מבחינה עסקית, כמובן, כמו שמתן אמר, סופרים את הכסף במדרגות. אז בואו נתחיל עכשיו עם הרצף הזה, ובתור התחלה אני מזמינה את נועה אורי, מנהלת תקשורת וקיימות בפרוקטר אנד גמבל ישראל, שתשוחח עם פייזה ללו, Vice President Communication and Sustainability, פרוקטר אנד גמבל Europe. נועה, בבקשה.
היי לכולם, ערב טוב, כיף להיות פה, ובאמת לשתף איתכם בתוכניות הגלובליות והישראליות של החברה. And for that, I'm excited to introduce Faiza Lahlou. She is the Vice President of Communication and Sustainability in Europe. Faiza has been leading this field for the past 20 years and has played a significant role in the execution and the expansion of our sustainability efforts. So please give her a warm welcome.
Thank you very much, Noah, and thank you everybody.
Faiza.
I wish I was, do you hear me, Noah?
Yes, please.
Okay, very good. Good afternoon, everybody, and really greeting from Geneva. It's still sunny here. I know it's early evening for you, but really glad to be joining you even virtually.
Faiza, I'm so glad you could join us so that we have the opportunity to hear from your side about these very important topics. For me personally, having joined the company less than a year ago, I keep hearing about two concepts, ESG and citizenship. So Faiza, can you please explain to us what is the difference between the two and how P&G is embracing the E, the S, and the G?
Okay, very good. So maybe I'll step back a bit, really to start from who we are as a company and what we do, because I think as we go into this new field of the ESG, it's very important, especially for businesses, to start from their purpose. And our purpose is very simple. It's about making sure that we make the life a bit easier for the world consumers with simple products that are part of their daily use. And that's really what is the core of who we are as a company. Now, obviously, that comes with the responsibility of serving 5 billion people around the world. And we have done that, not recently, but for the past 185 years. So I guess to survive in a world of business to such a number of years, you need to do two things. The first one is to create value for your shareholders, so they can invest and reinvest on you. And the second thing that is indispensable is to be a responsible business. So P&G has always been a responsible company in the way we do business, in the way we operate within our company, inside our walls and outside of our walls. When I joined P&G 20 years ago, really that was about doing the right thing. That was also about philanthropy and being able to do good for the communities where we are. But as years goes by, and luckily and hopefully things has evolved. We have really embraced fully the Sustainable Development Goals, when they were renewed after the Millennials Goals. And we use this as a framework for us to be able to guide our choices on how we do business and what are the causes that we want to go after that are going to be really important for us as a company based on our purpose and what we do best. Okay, so within that, I mean, we have made few choices, and that is really important for every business to know where to play on this immense framework that nobody can solve alone. So with that, we have defined what we call our citizenship agenda. And we basically decided that there were probably 4 areas where we can make a big difference. The first one, and I will start with the bottom of the chart, which is continue to be ethical, continue to be acting responsibly on everything that we do, obeying to the law and the spirit of the law, and beyond the law on the good practice, to make sure that wherever we produce, wherever we sell products, however we operate with stakeholders, we do it right. The second thing is environmental sustainability, and that obviously in the SDG comes with several aspects, but I would refer particularly to the SDG number 12, which is linked to responsible production and consumption. And that is super important, obviously, for us as a company to make sure that we are delivering or at least contributing to the goal of SDG 12. Then the third one, which is equality and inclusion, and that again is a wide range of aspects that comes within equality and inclusion. And again, it's for inside our workforce, I mean for our workforce, but also using our brands, our voice, and the impact we have to be able to change societies where we can and where it makes sense. And finally, community, which is really the community where we live, where we have our plant, where we sell our products. We cannot be agnostic to what is happening around us when we have a plant anywhere in the world. So that more or less the citizenship framework that we have been operating with for, I would say, the past 5-6 years. Now, progressively, this notion of ESG has evolved, and it's, I would say, not that different really from the citizenship in a way we talk about it, but it is becoming today more and more important to articulate the ESGs not only as a goodwill, but as a framework for accountability. And this is where basically we as a company, we look at it from this lens of force for good and force for growth, because we believe that we cannot deliver and invest on the ESG unless we are first a force for growth. And when we do that right, we are able to do good, and then we can create truly a virtual, I would say, spiral to be able to serve further the society and impact positively our planet and support our consumers and support the community, etc. So that's, you know, in a nutshell, how we have evolved from being a responsible company to embracing citizenship, to articulating ESG as a framework of accountability to the variety of stakeholders. And that's really, those are our shareholders that invest on us, those are our employees, those are the consumers we serve, but also I would say the broad community where we have our operation.
Thanks,
I hope, Noah, that
Faiza.
was not a too long answer.
No, not at all. So thank
Okay.
you. And it will be interesting to understand how this citizenship culture affects the daily organizational process, R&D, innovation, and marketing. And it reminded me that I saw a wonderful campaign of Ariel products about washing laundry in cold water. So please, can you share with us how this campaign came to life?
Okay, very good. So I will step back just to give a little bit of background really on, before getting to the copy and ad and having a product that we sell to consumers, there is a whole strategy and an ecosystem around it that is put in place to be able to put out a product that works and to put out a plan that consumers are seeing. So first of all, I mean, P&G has embraced sustainability many decades ago. It is not new. And when we first set our goals 2 decades ago, it was truly around this idea of ethics and responsibility, but also we were very much interested by the idea to be much more productive, to use less water, use less energy, use less resources. So it was good for business, but also good for the planet. And we then, very early on, we decided that we were going to use a framework that is science-based, because there is the goodwill, but there is science, and anything that we do in the field of sustainability need to be backed by science. So really the impact is real and not only nice to have, okay, and is bolted into the business, not, you know, added on. So the areas of impact for us are pretty straightforward. The first ones are what we call scope 1 and 2, meaning the direct impact we have in the raw and pack materials we import, but also in the operation that we have in our plants. So the first thing we said we are going to do is make sure that our scope 1 and 2, our immediate and direct footprint, is clean, is green, and is minimal, you know, in terms of impact for the planet and for people. And for that, we set defined goals that are really by decade. And you see here in the chart, the latest reviewed goals we set for ourselves just before COP26. We have announced our net zero ambition that takes us to 2040 with very defined gates to enable us to deliver on the 4 areas of climate, water, waste, as well as nature and biodiversity. So this is more or less when it comes to our own operation. And I had 2 examples I wanted to share with you in this particular aspect linked to the direct impact, which is what we do in terms of energy and what we do in terms of transportation. So you can go to the next slide, Noah, please. So we have in the past 2-3 years, we
Wait, please speak. Let's see. Okay, now it seems that
you can go to the next one and define very clear strategy to we have signed. Yes. Yeah, here we are. It's very good. So we went into long-term agreements for basically sourcing all our plants in Europe with renewables. But we have also decided that anything that we cannot reduce in terms of carbon emission because of the energy, that we were going to compensate for it basically by putting in place nature-based solutions. So that is just one example to be deliberate and to be able to go behind one aspect of our footprint. The second example, which is timely, and I would say knowing the context we are in today, is transportation. And you can imagine the hundreds of trucks that we are shipping every day across a continent like Europe, where we have more than I'd say 30 plants and distribution centers and different kind of operations to source our products. So again, we are working with our suppliers and within P&G itself to find new solutions that are enabling us to reduce the number of trucks, that are enabling us to go into what we call intermodality, mixing trains and boats and trucks. So soft mobility as well as hardcore road mobility. So that, I would say, is the scope 1 and 2. Long introduction to come to your own question, Noah, around consumers. So consumers, when we come to consumers, this is really what we call scope 3, i.e. P&G would design a product, sell a product that a consumer is going to use, so that is going to use. And so our aspiration is to have our 10% of our leadership brands inspiring responsible consumption. And this idea of inspiring means that we want consumers to have a smaller footprint, that they would recycle the product we are giving them, that they are going to use less water, that they're going to use less energy, that they are going to consume in a way that is not consuming more from our earth and impacting less. And for that, the most important thing is to use what we call the life cycle assessment of a product. Because once we have put a product and designed it, the impact is different. A diaper impact is completely different from a dishwasher impact, is very different from a shampoo, as you can imagine. So for our scientists and for our R&D people, it's very important to understand, as we are at the design stage, where the impact is the better and how we can make basically the sustainable product irresistible and easy to use for the consumer. So this is really a frame that you see here, which is making sustainable irresistible. And as you can see, there are more elements than just the product feature into it, like having a product that is talkable. And we have few that are in the pipeline right now that would be breakthrough in terms of products that are just very, very different. Now, what I would like to do now, to be very concrete, I would like to share with you a few examples, and I have them live with me. So allow me, Noah, before coming to the copy. I'm going to start with Ariel, actually. So I took products that I have in my house. You know, I'm a big fan of P&G brands, as you can imagine, working for P&G for 20 years. So this is a pack, we called it the aquarium. So it's full of plastic, and inside the pack, we had pods. I'm sure you have them in Israel.
Yes.
So we had this big aquarium, and I bought it from P&G shop. It has 80 pods, and I had it in my laundry room. So this uses a lot of plastic, and a lot of virgin plastic. So what we did is we decided that that was really not good, because first of all, not recycled, too much virgin plastic. So we decided to change it to something like that, which is really using, as you can see, a pouch for, and this is using 70% up to 75% less plastic, and it is recyclable. So which makes it very seamless for any consumer really to use. And this is how responsible consumption comes to life. We make it easy, and at the same time we design for less material to use. Another example, I'm sure you have Fairy in Israel as well. This is a bottle of Fairy dishwasher with 100% post-consumer recycled plastic. Same thing, so basically no virgin plastic at all. We use PCR, 100% PCR, and it's recyclable as long as it goes again into the same recycling stream that consumers have in their own communities. The third and last example, which is my favorite, which is really, it's Gillette. And you know Gillette, you have Gillette in Israel as well. That used to be the old pack, which is all full of plastic. As you can see, back and forth, it was all plastic. So what we have done recently, we turned it to become fully based on carton, and it's 100% recyclable. The sourcing is FSC certified, and more than 50% of this carton is coming from recycled sources.
Wow.
I opened one pack of it just to show even the inside of it is in carton. So, and that was really its design. It's for a company like us, is one really being determined that we want to move out of a certain material, is to be able to design it in a way that the impact is truly changing something for the millions and hundreds and billions of consumers that are using our products. And obviously the end result for the planet is better.
Faiza,
yes.
We are about to end, but before of this, I want to share with them the teaser that we made before. And I have to say that after hearing from you, I think it is important that we expand our mission, and I don't have time to share the social mission, but the environmental one, to start acting to expand our mission to environmental sustainability. As a company whose products are in more than 90% of houses, it's apparent that we have the scale and the ability to encourage more responsible consumption. So I would like to share with you to the end a short teaser from that aired now in the US, and I hope to see it next month in Israel.
Dear Earthlings, I, Louisa, explorer of galaxies, officially declare your planet my home. As your leader, I have one demand. With every action, you will take care of it. Under my watchful eye, resource conservation is vital. Energy shall be used wisely.
Earthlings, shut the door in 3, 2.
My beautiful planet will be respected, which may require sacrifices.
Sorry, Mom.
With your cooperation, we can secure a prosperous future for us all. On my planet, which is mine. Yours truly, Louisa.
Faiza, I want to thank you for joining us and share your insight with us. It was a real pleasure to speak with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Similar from my side, and I wish you a fantastic evening with more discussions on this space. It's a passion space, and I would just conclude saying this is the job for everyone. It will take many of us, and a lot of us, and all of us to really change, the sustainability impact and to create a more livable planet for all. Thank you.
תודה רבה לכולם.